Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darrin Goodman with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I want to show you three country songs that only use two chords. So these are really simple ones, great songs for beginners. And this is like older country, not like really contemporary stuff. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at what we got going on. Alright, so the first song we're going to look at is Jambalaya by Hank Williams. This song uses the chords G and C. So for G, I'm on the 2nd fret of the 5th string with my 1st finger, 3rd fret of the 6th string with my 2nd finger. Strings 4 and 3 are open, and then there's two ways we can do this. We can do the 3rd fret of the 2nd string with your 3rd finger and the 3rd fret of the 1st string with your 4th finger. Or we can play that 2nd string open. Either way is correct, I believe, because what it is that if you're playing the 2nd string open, that's a B, and then the 2nd fret of the 5th string is a B, so you're getting two Bs. But if you put your finger down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, it's a D, so then we're getting two Ds and just one B. So it just depends on which one you prefer on the sound. I'm pretty sure that he is doing with the 2nd string open on this, but it's not that, it's not a deal breaker, either way, whatever's more comfortable for you. All right, so we've got that G, and then we have C. So for C, we're going to go to the 1st fret of the 2nd string with your 1st finger, 3rd string is open, 1st string is open. 2nd fret of the 4th string with your 2nd finger, and 3rd fret of the 5th string with your 3rd finger, and the 6th string you do not play. C. So this transition between C and G, if you are not really proficient at that yet, I would, work on that to get that down. Alternatively, you could also just move your 2nd and 3rd, transitioning from C, you could just move your 2nd and 3rd finger down a set of strings, so now you're on the 5th and the 6th string, and then drop your 4th finger to that 1st or the 3rd fret of the 1st string, lift your 1st finger off, and back to C. It's just as easy for me to do this because I've had a lot of practice doing it, but if the other way is easier for you, then do it. Alright, so for the rhythm for this, it's got your basic classic country kind of a rhythm, where it's all 8th notes. We're starting with G, and we're going to play the bass note of the chord, which is the 6th string, on the downbeat, and then strum the chord on the offbeat. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and fairly common thing you see in a lot of old country music. Or even when they do stuff with like the alternating bass lines. Same kind of idea, it's just this doesn't have an alternating bass line. So we've got the G, one measure of that, C, same thing. So I go to C, now I'm playing the 5th string as the bass note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So this is a fairly repetitive song. So we start off just with the two measures, a measure of G and a measure of C. And then when we go into the 3rd measure, we stay on C, and this is the beginning of a repeat, by the way. So we have one measure, the G, for two measures, back to two measures of C, two measures of G, two measures of C, and then it just repeats. It just goes back to you're ending on C, those two measures of C, and then when it goes back and repeats, you're still on C. So it ends up being 3 measures, and then 2 measures of G, 2 measures of C, and it's just pretty much that, just over and over and over again all the way through. All right, next we have Copperhead Road by Steve Earle. This song uses the two chords D and G. So for D, fourth string is open. We're on the second fret of the third string with your first finger, the third fret of the second string with your third finger, and the second fret of the first string with your second finger. And you don't play strings 5 and 6. And then from that we go to a G. So again, the same G we did before. You could do the same variations on it like I talked about. If you are going to do the one where you're fretting the second string, your third finger is already where it needs to be. So all you have to do is put your fourth finger down on the first string and then move your first and second fingers down to the fifth and sixth string. But if you want to do the other voicing, then you're going to have to do that, whichever way is more comfortable for you. All right, so for the strumming for this, is the same way all the way through, and it's all 16th notes. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And he puts a little emphasis on like accents where the downbeat of 1, 2, 3, and 4 is. So it's like 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, just like that. So we'll start with this little intro. We repeat that 4 times. Back to the G for 1 measure, and then back to D for 2 measures. So it's pretty repetitive, just the same thing over and over and over again. And those parts just continue to repeat all the way through it. So the whole thing, we start off, we have 4 measures of D. Repeat again, just go back to G. So it's fairly repetitive, just kind of the same thing over and over and over again like that. Easy to play, fun to play, great song if you're a beginner. All right, and then finally we have Dance the Night Away by the Mavericks. This uses the chords E major. So 6th string is open, 2nd fret of the 5th string with my 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the 4th string with my 3rd finger, and 1st fret of the 3rd string with my 1st finger, and strings 2 and 1 are open. And then B7. Now, to make this transition to B7, our 2nd finger stays where it is. But we're going to move our 1st finger from the 3rd string 1st fret to the 4th string 1st fret, and then we're going to take our 3rd finger and move it from the 2nd fret of the 4th string to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then and then your 4th finger will go down to the 2nd fret of the 1st string, my bad. And we don't strum 6. So when I play this, I just use my thumb over the top of the guitar just to touch that string. So if I strum it, you don't hear it, because you don't want to hear that low E in there. So the first thing, if this B7 is a new chord for you, that I recommend is that you practice being able to grab that, and then just practice transitioning between E and B7. Until you have it down like that. So for the strum for this, it's exactly the same as the last song. So we've got 1 E and a, 2 E and a, and then we switch to B7, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, and then it just repeats. It's literally just that for the whole song, back and forth all the way through. So if you listen to the original song, there's like horns and other things that are going on, but the guitar is just staying pretty just kind of the same. So if you were gonna play this and sing this by yourself, then you might want to maybe change up the strum a little bit here and there just to kind of keep it interesting. But fairly easy one to play. Just. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that and you got something out of it. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if there's anything that you'd like to see either myself or one of the other instructors at guitarcontrol.com do in a future lesson. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notifications button so you don't miss any of the lessons that are published during the week. Well, that's all I've got for you today. So until next time,